I thought they were calling me autistic.
Dude, Barry, you gotta get to work, man.
The other way, then ooh, I was close on the camera.
Oh, jeez. We don't got time to sleep.
It says autism.
We gotta go to work. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yesterday, I was hoping to work down here, but I had to get so much lumber from Home Depot that I ended up spending 3 hours at Home Depot, and I had a 10% coupon, and I was trying to get it applied to my entire order. Well, it's not supposed to be on lumber and those type of building materials. It ended up being just a full day of getting Home Depot products and then getting it down here with the quad. I'm not counting that as a day. That was yesterday evening that I was doing all this. I'm counting that I'm down here. So now that this material's down here, nothing's been done to the cellar. So that's why I think it's okay. But here's all the lumber I got. So these are my supports, everything pressure treated. I am not gonna count towards the budget on this because I have other projects that this is gonna come in handy for me. All this I'm gonna count because I'm kind of using the wood and it's a possibility I ruin it for being able to use for another project. But basically, to make our arch, I'm going to use these 12 footers and I'm basically going to cut an arch, and it's going to be about a 1 foot raised arch. So it's going to be a full piece in the middle, and then it's going to taper down towards the edge. So I have enough of those. Then instead of doing a plywood on those arches to kind of form it up and put my rebar, I'm going to use these 2x6s by 12s, and I'm basically going to run them kind of like a barrel would all the way down. One, that's going to be really strong. Two, for some reason, it was actually cheaper than the plywood. So I'm thinking, shoot, it's easier for me to go ahead and do. I'll get the same shape. It also gives my arch from the interior side, it's going to make it kind of have these type of breaks in it. And so if I don't want to do anything to the roof or the ceiling in there yet, like a painting or whatnot, it's going to look cool just by itself with this wood being kind of like a little notch 6 inches, then 6 inches, then 6 inches, then 6 inches. So I'm thinking that if I end up not doing anything to the ceiling, this is a good way around that. It also allows me to know that that arch is strong and it can take all the concrete I'm about to put on it. I am not gonna tell you guys what this is for. This one's gonna be an interesting one. If anyone can guess, tell me now before you get to the end of the video, because you will see what it does. I'm also gonna frame in the window today. I have a few more 2 layers of brick to do. I got some more foam to kind of fill in these areas, but I can start ripping all this off as well. It's a big order today. This is a big work day. So there's also some discount wire from Tractor Supply. Normally like 80 bucks for this stuff. Needs to be a direct burial, I think, for going through this and being next to the concrete. I'm not sure about that, but it made sense. It was for $30, so half off. It's like, damn, okay. So I think I leave the whole thing out rather than cutting it and going the other way. Then ooh, I was close on the camera. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and just throw this over the edge. And I'm thinking it can go inside the veneer, since it's direct burial. It can go inside the veneer of the stone arch that's gonna go over the door. It can go up and over that way. Maybe it lets me plan out a little later than having to plan it out right now. Because that's pretty much how I'm doing everything here is, oh, what's the next step? Plan it out, do it. Okay, plan it out, do it. There's some things I think about, like this, but for the most part, we're just going with the flow. About 56 inches. 56 inches. Don't want to saw my tape measure in half. It's my only good one left. Hey, moment of truth. See if we can get a window in. Yeah. Okay. So now, let's just block off some, right? It's not too much. I just don't want to waste a shim. Yeah, that's perfect. What sponsor could give me a better saw than the Ryobi saws? And I'm not hating on Ryobi, actually. Almost all my tools are Ryobi. I think that's gonna be pretty good. Oh, look at that, we're lucky. We didn't use too many shims. If I do this perfect, I'll be able to not even have to shim this up or screw it in. I think I will use a shim though. Is that nice and level? Looks pretty level. I guess I should take a video for the shorts, right? Getting our window framed in with brick. Yeah. All right, that's all they get. Yeah, it's been, unfortunately, about 2.5 hours. So I just kind of wanted to show you guys what I'm up to. Probably need to get a stand. I could probably do some more recording, but we got this all framed in. I'm going to have to do some thick concrete here and just kind of make a cell myself because I don't want these spaces anymore that I've had to fill in. I got one more layer of rebar coming out. I have another one inside this top cell. So it's just going to be one more row. I'm going to go ahead and pour. So I'm going to get to rebar bending. I think this is the ticket. Yeah, okay. Man, this is tall. I'm trying to imagine cigars being in here and I have to reach all the way up here. I won't be able to reach the top ones. I don't think it's bad. I think I'll end up putting a light, like a light bar that goes all the way around, maybe an LED, changing LED light. I think that would be cool. And maybe it would be the same LED that goes in the back to light up the rock behind us. That would also be kind of cool. So I added a lot more of these to fill in some gaps, but they come off nice and easy. So again, you are not gonna see a single cinder block when this is done. That's why I'm just doing it like this, because it's easier for me. Today beat me up. I thought I was going to do all of that framing. I thought I was gonna get all that up for my arch. And I always do that. I always underestimate how long things take, but I feel like it's like that saying that, you know, shoot for the stars, you land on the moon, at least you're still on the moon, or, you know, whatever it goes, however that saying goes. But our walls are done. So that's really nice. You can see how there's the color change. That's liquid coming out. That's basically water evaporating out of the walls. And then this is already dry. So basically once this looks like this, I could probably start to put load on it with the archway. This would be cool once I have a chair in here. Wonder if you can see this. Oh, jeez, almost tripped. Let's see how close we can get to that. So that's basically a little dancing emoji. And it says autism. But I thought they were calling me autistic. They're actually defending me. That's cool. Okay, I'll take that. Feral tree person. I'm a stonemason in Texas. If you need help or pointers, I will take that into consideration. Thank you. 75 Home Depot runs. I mean, I guess this video I got to put a tally up. I have done quite a few Home Depot runs in the last few days. So there's going to be more, but this guy's guessing 75. That's not right. This guy says that we need mortar on the joints. And if we're making a professional wall, we want this wall to be strong as can be. We're going up even more. We're going up 20 cinder block layers. Then yeah, you probably want some mortar. If it's going to be your final finished product, yeah, you want some mortar. So if I did all the mortar, it would probably be about 500 pounds per square foot on this wall that it can take. Now, the cinder block, people don't really realize cinder block doesn't really add, isn't really your main strength component. It's the concrete inside the cells. So while they do provide strength, obviously, not doing it doesn't reduce the strength as much as you would think. And even then, I'll do a conservative roundabout and say it's only 60% of its normal strength, even though it's probably more like 70%, 75%. Every single cell in here is filled with concrete. I have rebar throughout it. I'm trying to manage the load to where the soil isn't going to put any pressure on the walls on the side. If it does, it's going to be out down below. If we have the arch properly tied to itself and we have the arch beefy enough, it should be able to contain its lateral loads, and we're gonna be fine. So I wouldn't be building it if I didn't think that it was gonna be strong. I wouldn't be sitting in here if I didn't think it was strong. Smaller door or bigger door? It's probably about 80% big door, 20% small door. I think I already have the big door. It was free, so I think I gotta put it in a big door. Danny Gooch here is Atlanta. He commented at the mud mixer, "I'll streak in a Speedo downtown for a quarter mile if you give this man a mixer." I got news for you, dude. It just got here. I have a bunch of packages sitting outside. So while my next video isn't going to be any concrete mixing, it's all going to be framing. The next day, I have a really cool way to introduce the mud mixer and thank Mud Mixer for sending me the whole package. Well, you guys are on the long form, so there's not that many people looking, so I'll just show you. I'll tell you now what I'm going to do. So up here above the door is going to be a huge arch, right? While I frame it in. Well, I'm gonna put the mud mixer up top. So this whole thing, this isn't the one they sent me, this is my friend's. I have to give this one back to him. But I'm gonna put that whole machine up on top of my arch. And then this machine can pivot left and right, almost 220 degrees, I guess. And I'm basically going to just run this thing backwards, pouring left and right and having the concrete come down. Looking forward to day 15. We're gonna get all this arch framed up, and then I'm hoping to do the last little intro at the last minute of it is gonna be the mud mixer, showing it off on top of the ceiling. And then day 16 will be actually me pouring the concrete on the arch and getting that going. Wish me luck. See you guys all in 2 days. Peace.